Hello everyone, are you ready to dive into a thrilling adventure? Today, Lion Farm joins Charles as he continues a breathtaking journey, facing off against ferocious wild boars. Will Charles take control of the situation, or will he be swept away in a whirlwind of chaos? Let's find out now! From the helicopter, Charles surveys the rugged terrain below, thick with dense bushes. He knows wild boars are experts at hiding in places like these. Signaling the pilot, they work in sync to descend lower, searching for signs of the invasive species, wreaking havoc on crops and the natural environment. Suddenly, Charles spots a small herd on the move. He swiftly raises his rifle, his face etched with focus. Aiming with precision, his shots hit their mark. He understands that every boar taken down eases the pressure on the threatened local ecosystem. Charles scans areas near water sources and dense foliage, prime hiding spots for wild boars. Communicating constantly with the pilot via radio, he adjusts their flight path, anticipating the boar's movements. This hunt demands patience and razor-sharp reflexes. Another herd appears, scattering at the sound of the helicopter. Charles steadies his rifle, delivering precise shots. He's not just a hunter, but a steward, tasked with controlling a destructive species to protect farmland and crops for local communities. The helicopter circles, and Charles seizes every opportunity. Strong winds buffet them, but his experience keeps him steady. He knows controlling the wild boar population is an ongoing battle, and each hunt contributes to the broader mission. The boars try to escape into thick underbrush. Charles signals the pilot to get closer, determined not to let them slip away. The seamless teamwork between shooter and pilot is critical to the success of these aerial hunts. Charles presses on with his mission, shots ringing out. The landscape below shifts constantly as the helicopter moves. He remains intensely focused, aware of the importance of reducing the wild boar population, an invasive species with devastating impacts on agricultural environments. After hours of aerial hunting, Charles switches tactics, trapping wild boars. He inspects a large circular trap where a herd, including a sow and several piglets, is already feeding on bait. This is an efficient trapping system. Charles carefully closes the trap's gate, ensuring no boar can escape. He observes the captured herd, noting their numbers and sizes. Capturing entire groups disrupts their social structure and breeding cycles, providing long-term control. Charles prepares to load the captured boars into a specialized trailer. He opens the trap gate cautiously, herding them into the transport area. This process requires skill and experience to ensure safety for both humans and animals, while minimizing stress for the boars. At another trapping site, Charles monitors via infrared cameras. Nightfall is when wild boars are most active. He spots a herd, including piglets, approaching the baited area. Patiently, he waits for the perfect moment to activate the trap remotely. Once the entire herd is inside, Charles triggers the mechanism. The trap's gate slams shut, locking the boars inside. They panic and scatter, but the sturdy design holds firm. Charles logs another success in his control efforts. Reflecting on the day's work, Charles feels the weight of his responsibility. The fight against the wild boar invasion is more than a job, it's a commitment to protecting nature's balance. He knows humanity, with its intelligence and technology, must act as wise stewards, preserving and restoring ecosystems. This is a lesson in perseverance, adaptability, and above all, respect for the natural world. We're inseparable. We hope today's video has taken you on an emotional journey alongside Charles as he tackles the wild boar challenge. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the Lion Farm channel, and share it with your friends to support us. Goodbye, and see you next time. Have you ever felt your heart pounding when faced with danger? Join Lion Farm as we dive into the heart-pounding hunt of Austin, a seasoned hunter, where every step walks the line between life and disaster, and one moment of carelessness could mean it all vanishes. Austin, a skilled hunter, is preparing for a wild boar hunt by helicopter. He checks his gear, maps, and hunting rifle. The sky is clear, the breeze is light. Everything points to a perfect hunting day. Austin is full of excitement, unaware that this trip will change him forever. The helicopter takes off, gliding over vast stretches of forest. Austin watches as the herd of wild boars scatters below. The majestic scene fills him with adrenaline. He takes aim, finger on the trigger. But at that very moment, a brief wave of unease crosses his mind. A shot rings out. One wild boar falls. Austin smiles, but it quickly fades. He realizes the herd is now in a frenzy, tearing through the forest, destroying trees and land. His action hasn't just taken one life, it's thrown the entire forest ecosystem into disarray. The helicopter lowers, giving Austin a clearer view. The remaining boars rush toward nearby villages. They trample crops, threatening the farmers' livelihoods. Austin begins to grasp the unintended consequences of unregulated hunting. He questions whether he was right or wrong. Suddenly, the helicopter shakes violently, a technical malfunction. The pilot struggles to stabilize it. Fear grips Austin. He realizes the danger of hunting from above. If the helicopter crashes, not only would he be in danger, but the entire forest and nearby villages could face catastrophe. Fortunately, the pilot manages to land safely. Austin steps out, burdened with guilt. He surveys the forest, now ravaged by the panicked herd. His hunting didn't solve the wild boar problem, it made it worse. A deep sense of regret settles in. Austin heads to a nearby area where he hears farmers complaining about destroyed crops. They explain that the boars have become even more aggressive after recent hunts. Austin listens intently, realizing that reckless hunting has plunged the whole community into hardship. He decides it's time for a change. Back home, Austin begins researching ecology and wild boars. He learns that managing boar populations requires sustainable methods, like setting traps or building protective fencing. Hunting from helicopters is not only dangerous, but disrupts the natural balance. Austin absorbs a powerful lesson. Austin meets with environmental conservationists. Together they develop plans to protect both the forests and the villages. Instead of hunting, they create safe zones for farmers and implement non-lethal ways to control the boars. Austin finally feels he's making a real contribution to his community. Months later, the forest begins to recover. The wild boars no longer invade the farmlands. Villagers thank Austin for changing his approach. He realizes that protecting the environment isn't just about saving the forest, it's about safeguarding human life. He takes pride in his journey. Austin becomes a vocal advocate for sustainable conservation practices. He shares his story, warning others of the dangers and consequences of irresponsible hunting. Other hunters begin to follow his example, changing the way they see the wilderness. Under the glow of the setting sun, Austin stands on a hill, looking over the lush green forest. He understands now, safety and ecological protection are everyone's responsibility. The lessons from that wild boar hunt taught him that thoughtless actions can cause harm, but the right change at the right time can save everything. The safest way to manage wild boars is through trapping. Austin carefully checks each wire and knot, making sure the traps are secure. His heart races with anticipation, but he doesn't foresee the danger ahead. The forest is silent, save for the rustling leaves, signaling the hunt has begun. Austin's net trap works flawlessly, capturing a fierce wild boar, but as he tries to release it, the ropes tangle and he's nearly attacked. He realizes his lack of caution. He quietly reminds himself to inspect everything more thoroughly to prevent harm to both himself and the ecosystem. After the incident, Austin upgrades his traps using eco-friendly materials. He learns to track boar trails without damaging the forest. With every step, he prioritizes protecting the environment. Slowly, Austin understands that hunting isn't just about the thrill. It's about responsibility toward nature. Returning to the village, Austin shares what he's learned. He emphasizes the importance of safety and forest preservation. The villagers begin practicing sustainable hunting, reducing conflict with wildlife. Austin feels proud, realizing the hunt wasn't just about trophies. It was a profound lesson. We hope today's video helped you experience the incredible journey of Hunter Austin. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to support Lion Farm. See you next time. Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden in the darkness of the deep forest? Join Lion Farm as we step into the mysterious world of Joe, a seasoned hunter who dominates the night in pursuit of fierce wild boars. What secrets will be revealed tonight? Let's find out together. Joe squints through his thermal scope. A pack of wild boars emerges clearly in the hazy darkness. They're moving along the forest edge, completely unaware of any human presence. He holds his rifle steady, breath held, waiting for the perfect moment. Hunting requires patience and absolute precision.
Wait, come on. There's a house.
Don't shoot the cow.
I see it. I see it.
A gunshot shatters the silence. Joe and his team coordinate smoothly, aiming at predetermined targets. Several boars are hit and collapse into the tall grass. The rest scatter in a frenzy, running in all directions to escape. The hunt continues under the cover of night. Joe tracks a fleeing boar through the scope. He must calculate its speed and the bullet's trajectory. Another shot rings out, but this time the boar only stumbles before charging ahead. Things don't always go as planned. That's the reality of hunting. The scene shifts to a different location, seemingly a wider, open field. Joe remains focused, his rifle mounted on a stand. He scans the area through the scope, searching for signs of life. Controlling the wild boar population is essential to protect agriculture and maintain ecological balance in the region. A lone boar comes into view. This time, Joe aims more carefully at its upper body. The shot lands perfectly. The animal drops instantly. He exhales in relief. Another target has been swiftly and efficiently neutralized, minimizing the animal's suffering. Beyond hunting, Joe also uses trap cages. Surveillance footage shows pre-set traps. Wild boars, lured by bait, wander inside. This method is highly effective for capturing large numbers, especially entire herds. Infrared cameras record the scene inside a round trap that has just shut. A herd of boars, including adults and piglets, are trapped inside. They run around in panic, desperately searching for an exit, but there is none. The trap has worked flawlessly. Joe reviews the footage. Capturing the entire herd, especially sows and piglets, is crucial. It helps prevent uncontrolled breeding and population growth of this destructive species, protecting both the local environment and people's property. During the day, Joe and his partner inspect another trap. This one, a larger panel-type design. The captured herd waits to be processed. Joe prepares the necessary tools and a specialized vehicle to transport them safely to a designated location, requiring great care. Preparations begin for the next trapping operation. Joe carefully scatters corn inside a round cage trap as bait. He checks the door mechanism to ensure everything is ready. Thorough preparation is key to success. A large wild boar is seen trapped in another cage. It appears aggressive, repeatedly ramming the trap's walls. Joe watches from a distance, assessing the situation. Confronting a cornered, full-grown boar is always dangerous. It demands calm and experience. Looking at the boars, both large and small, held within the traps, Joe reflects, though they are pests that must be controlled, they are still creatures of the wild. Human intervention in nature must come with responsibility and deep understanding. Joe realizes that, whether it's hunting or setting traps, humans are just a small part of the vast tapestry of nature. Wildlife management isn't simply about removal, it's a complex process that requires balancing human interests with ecosystem conservation. This demands deep ecological knowledge, respect for natural laws, and a humble attitude toward the forces of the environment. Protecting wildlife not only helps preserve biodiversity, but also ensures sustainability for future generations. Responsible actions, such as limiting overhunting and safeguarding natural habitats, are how humans contribute to maintaining nature's harmony, while also learning from the complexity and beauty of the natural world. We hope that through today's video, you've gained more insight into the methods Joe uses to handle and control wild boars in the dead of night. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to support Lion Farm. Goodbye, and see you next time. Have you ever wondered what lies deep within the wild forest, where danger lurks with every step? Join Lion Farm as we dive into a heart-pounding wild boar hunt, where hunter Jesse faces deadly challenges head-on. Are you ready? The thrilling journey starts now. Jesse squints, eyes fixed on a pack of wild boars slipping across the dry hillside. Gunshots echo faintly in the distance, and a moment of hesitation flashes across his face. This hunt is more than just skill. It's a confrontation with raw, primal instincts. Unforgiving and full of surprises, testing one's courage at every turn. The snow begins to fall gently, blanketing the landscape in white. Jesse watches as a boar collapses after a thunderous gunshot. The life-death moment passes too quickly, leaving behind a heavy silence over the snowy field. Life feels fragile, and death becomes starkly present before his eye. The herd scatters in panic through the low brush. Jesse lowers his rifle and watches the chaos unfold. Their survival instinct drives them to flee, desperately searching for even a shred of safety. He wonders about his role in this natural cycle. Is he merely a disruptor of the wilderness's peace? The hound's barking pierces the air, pushing the chase forward. Jesse watches his loyal dogs sprint tirelessly. They are partners, tools, but also living beings, driven by astonishing loyalty. The hunt is a collaboration, yet it stirs deep internal conflict. Through the thermal scope, the world turns into a play of glowing dots and shadows. Jesse sees every movement of the distant boars with clarity. Technology grants an overwhelming advantage, but it seems to sever the primal bond between hunter and prey, turning the hunt into a one-sided game. The screen splits. On one side, Jesse's lazy, sharp focus. On the other, the boars, carefree and unaware. The moment before the shot is eerily calm, yet filled with unbearable tension. Life and death are separated by a single pull of the trigger, a cold, split-second decision. The snowy landscape starkly contrasts with the deep red trail left behind. Jesse looks at the result of the hunt, his heart growing heavy. Is this merely a game for the strong, or part of a brutal natural law that even humans can't escape? Nightfall and snow no longer offer the prey any protection. Through the thermal scope, Jesse sees it all. Technology has blurred the lines, turning the hunt into near-complete domination. Does the natural balance still exist when humans interfere too deeply? One precise shot after another rings out into the night. Jesse works with mechanical precision. Skill and technology combine into an unsettling efficiency. But he wonders, where is the end of this conquest? Or will the hunter's instinct always overpower restraint? The boars continue foraging, unaware of the looming threat. Jesse watches them through his screen, sensing an invisible injustice. The technological edge brings power, but also strips away the reverence for the life he silently decides the fate of. Every glowing dot on the screen is a life, part of a vast ecosystem. Jesse starts seeing them not just as targets, but as living beings struggling to survive. The hunt isn't only about victory. It's a weighty responsibility for every innocent life that falls. The final shot fades into silence, leaving only the still night and Jesse's heavy breathing. The hunt is over, but questions remain, echoing in his mind. What has he truly proven? Strength? Skill? Or just a fleeting dominance over nature? Jesse gazes into the void, snow still falling. Perhaps the greatest hunt isn't conquering the wilderness, but conquering oneself. Greed, pride buried deep inside. To understand the value of life, even the smallest one, and to learn to respect its fragile balance. That is the true victory, the final lesson that remains. We hope today's video showed you just how dangerous it can be when hunters come face to face with wild boars. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends to support Lion Farm. Goodbye, and see you next time. Hello everyone! Are you brave enough to step into the mysterious forest where danger lurks at every corner and every step is a challenge? Today, Lion Farm will take you along with Willie, the legendary hunter, on a thrilling wild boar hunt. What secrets are waiting? Let's find out right now. Willie watches as a herd of wild boars rushes down the hillside. They move swiftly, driven by a powerful survival instinct. He wonders how this hunt will unfold. Is there a balance between humans and this wild nature? Or is it simply a conquest? The sound of a gunshot shatters the stillness of the air. Willie sees a wild boar collapse amidst the smoke. The hunting dogs rush in to complete the task at hand. The life or death moment happens so quickly that it reminds him of the fragility of life and the inevitable harshness of the hunt. Willie watches as the dogs surround the motionless prey. Their dedication and teamwork are astonishing, an indispensable part of traditional hunting. He reflects on the symbiotic relationship between humans and dogs, a long-standing heritage yet also filled with questions about ethics and roles. The scene shifts to a vast landscape of pure white snow, covering the mountains and hills. Willie feels the biting cold to the bone. But the hunters and the dogs persist, tracking their prey. The hunt is not only about skill, but also endurance, adapting to the harsh conditions of Mother Nature. Willie witnesses accurate shots fired from a distance. With each boar that falls, he feels a complex emotion rising within him. There is admiration for the hunter's skill, but also a vague sadness at the end of a life once wild and free. The wild boars scatter across the vast open field, the gunshots still echoing. Willie sees a massive boar struck by a bullet, staggering and then falling into despair. The chase ends, leaving him with many thoughts about the cruel cycle of nature. Willie watches as the wild boars move skillfully through the bushes, trying to escape the encirclement of the hunters and the dogs. Their survival instincts are truly remarkable, a tense battle of wits. He wonders, in this battle, who is truly the stronger, the smarter one. Another loud gunshot, and Willie sees another wild boar fall in the vastness of the open space. He feels the intense focus of the hunter, the skills honed over many years of experience, yet, deep inside, he still feels a void, a question about the necessity of it all. Billy looks at the hunting dogs. They are not just tools, but loyal, courageous companions. The seamless coordination between human and dog is the key to success. He thinks about the trust and special bond between them, a legacy of the past. Modern technology comes into play. Willie looks through the thermal scope, and the world now turns into distinct bright and dark areas. Humans are always seeking an advantage, pushing beyond natural limits. He wonders, does technology take away the fairness inherent in traditional hunting? Through the thermal screen, Willie sees the wild boars, unaware of the danger closing in, their outlines visible in the dark. The surprise of technology makes the hunt easier, but it also raises within him the question of respect for nature and the limits of intervention. Another precise shot in the night thanks to the modern thermal scope. Willie does not deny the superior efficiency of technology, but he feels a sense of loss. The battle of wits seems to tilt in one direction, lacking the challenge and surprise that wild nature once provided. Billy watches as a group of young wild boars innocently forages beside some gentle cows. Then, the gunshot rings out, shattering the peaceful scene. Even the young and fragile life cannot escape the harsh rules of the hunt. He feels a pang of sorrow, questioning humanity's choices and responsibilities. Billy realizes that humans, with their intellect and tools, can conquer nature, but this conquest must always come with responsibility and compassion. After all, the fragile balance of the ecosystem is the foundation for our own sustainable existence. Without respect and understanding of nature's laws, humanity will eventually destroy itself. We hope that through today's video, you've gained more insight into the dangerous moments hunters face when confronting wild boars. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends to support the Lion Farm channel. Goodbye, and see you next time. Have you ever wondered just how terrifying it would be to come face to face with a fierce wild boar deep in the forest? Today, Lion Farm invites you to follow seasoned hunter Timothy as he dives into a dramatic life and death battle, where a single moment can change everything. Let's find out together. Timothy holds his breath, eyes locked on a lone wild boar skillfully making its way along the jagged hillside. The rugged terrain demands absolute precision. He squeezes the trigger. The shot echoes. The animal stumbles and tumbles down, dust billowing into the air. A tense start to the hunting day. The scene shifts to a bitter winter. Timothy recalls a hunt in the vast whiteness of snow. The boar stands out starkly against the snow-covered landscape. It seems easy, but the long distance and biting wind make it a real challenge. Another shot rings out, dry and sharp in the frigid air. Bringing the snowy pursuit to an end, sometimes, it's not just one. Timothy finds himself facing an entire herd of wild boars stampeding across the field. They move fast, in chaos. Picking a single target among the swarm demands intense focus. He fires 2 quick shots, relying on his experience amid the disorder. This boar is massive and incredibly strong. Even after being hit, it pushes uphill through sparse bushes. Timothy watches, quietly admiring the raw vitality of nature. Hunting is not just about skill. It's also a confrontation with the primal drive to survive. A perfect shot. Timothy sees the wild boar collapse instantly. No more struggle. Silence settles in, broken only by the soft rustle of wind through dry branches. These moments always make him reflect on the fragile boundary between life and death in the wild. Deep terrain tests Timothy once more. The wild boar tries to escape, but cannot resist gravity after the shot. It tumbles down, leaving a long trail across the arid slope. Nature is both the stage and the deciding force in this hunt. Elite hunting dogs leap into action. Timothy works alongside them, relying on their sharp sense of smell and speed to flush out the prey. Their barks echo through the forest, marking the start of a thrilling chase. This partnership between human and dog is the key to success. This time, the target is hidden in thick brush. Timothy must remain still, watching for the slightest movement. A sound. A branch trembles. He raises his rifle, waiting for the perfect moment. Patience and situational awareness are vital traits of a skilled hunter. Darkness begins to fall. The fading light makes aiming harder. Timothy leans more on instinct and experience. He knows every hunt has its limits. And sometimes, the prey escapes into the night. Another wild boar appears, this time at a great distance near the forest's edge. Timothy estimates the range, calculates the trajectory. Long-distance shots always come with risks. They demand technique and confidence. He takes a chance. The crack of the rifle echoes across the stillness. Now, the hunt takes on a whole new scale. From the helicopter, Timothy gains a sweeping view. Fields and thickets stretch out below. The wild boars look like tiny moving dots. Technology changes the method, but focus and hunting instinct remain at the core. The roar of the helicopter engine fills the air. Timothy grips his rifle tightly, tracking the boars as they scatter across the open field. The constantly moving targets require lightning-fast reflexes and pinpoint accuracy while in motion. This is a completely different challenge from ground-based hunting. Shot after shot blasts from the helicopter. Dust bursts with every impact. Timothy and his team work in perfect sync, trying to gain control from above. The aerial hunt unfolds at a dizzying pace. There's no time for hesitation or second guessing. The boars dash into a denser thicket. Tracking and aiming become more difficult. Timothy leans out, scanning the treetops for movement. The helicopter circles to find a better angle. The hunt demands persistence and the ability to quickly adapt to changing terrain. The helicopter skims low over the ground. Timothy observes the remaining wild boars desperately trying to hide. Aerial hunting may be effective, but it raises questions about balance. He feels a deep responsibility to manage and conserve wildlife. As the helicopter ascends, Timothy looks down at the landscape below. Hunting, no matter the method, is not merely about taking down prey. It's a direct encounter with instinct, with nature's brutal cycle of survival. More important than victory is the respect shown to the hunted, and the commitment to preserving their habitat for the future. We hope today's video brought you thrilling and unforgettable moments alongside Hunter Timothy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends to support Lion Farm. See you next time. Have you ever wondered what happens when one man faces off against an entire herd of ferocious wild boars? Join the Lion Farm channel on this heart-pounding journey where Martin takes on a grueling challenge. Will he manage to tame these wild beasts, or will he be overwhelmed by their sheer force? Don't look away. Things are about to explode. Through the thermal scope, they moved swiftly in the dark. One separated from the group, likely the leader. Martin held his breath, watching closely. The terrain here is complex, and they're highly alert. We have to be patient and wait for the right moment. Gunshots rang out. One was hit and collapsed. The rest panicked and scattered deep into the forest. Martin observed as his teammates moved cautiously. This job requires precision. And a bit of luck. We have to ensure absolute safety. In this area, wild boars have caused major damage to crops. Controlled hunting is necessary to help locals protect their hard work. Martin looked through the thermal scope as another teammate prepared to shoot. Each night out here is a challenge, but also a responsibility. Another herd entered the clearing. They seemed larger than the previous group. Martin signaled to his team. We need seamless coordination. Our target is the large ones. Avoid unnecessary harm to the young. That's a key principle in wildlife management. More gunshots echoed through the night. It seemed like a productive outing. The use of thermal imaging technology greatly aids us in identifying targets. Martin felt a slight sense of relief as things progressed well, helping reduce the damage caused by wild boars. After the shooting stopped, we began moving in to collect the animals. This part also demands caution. Wounded wild boars can be extremely dangerous. Martin approached and inspected carefully. Each boar taken down contributes to restoring the ecological balance here. It was still dark. Through the thermal scope, another boar appeared, wandering alone at the forest's edge. It seemed to be searching for food. Martin focused his attention, assessing the situation. Hunting solitary animals can sometimes be more difficult, as they're usually more cautious without the protection of a herd. My teammate was already in position. One precise shot brought the target down. Patience and skill are the key factors here, Martin noted while observing through his binoculars. We always try to do the job as quickly and effectively as possible to minimize the animal's suffering. Dawn was breaking. We moved on to check the traps we'd previously set. Martin pointed to a large caged trap. This is another method of controlling wild boar populations, particularly effective for larger herds. These traps are designed to catch them alive.
Just takes them a little bit.
Looking at the boars, I couldn't help but think of the destruction they can cause to agriculture and the natural environment. Martin sighed. They reproduce quickly and have few natural predators, so human intervention is often inevitable in many places.
Address?
The transport process was underway. The cages were built securely to ensure the boars couldn't escape during transport. Martin double-checked the locking mechanisms. Safety always comes first, for us and for the community around us. The boars inside the cages looked exhausted after their failed escape attempts. They're incredibly intelligent and resilient creatures, Martin said, gazing at them with a certain respect. Even knowing they were pests in need of control, their adaptability is truly remarkable.
How to get out of here if we can get y'all out of here.
Boar hunting and trapping is not just a job, it's part of a larger effort to protect ecological balance and support the farming community. Martin looked out over the distant fields. It takes knowledge, skill, and a deep understanding of animal behavior. With each trip like this, I realize more and more how complex the relationship is between humans and nature. Intervening to control an invasive species is necessary, but it must be done with understanding, respect, and responsibility. Nature constantly teaches us lessons about balance. And we, as people of the United States, with the intellect we've been given, must learn to maintain that balance, not through destruction, but through wise management and compassion. We hope today's video helped you better understand the solutions Martin used to handle these destructive wild boars. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to support the Lion Farm channel. Take care, and see you next time. Welcome to the creative and captivating introduction of our Lion Farm channel team. To start, we would like to introduce a passionate screenwriting talent, a young woman who never stops exploring and innovating in the field of agriculture. She is not only an exceptional scriptwriter with the ability to craft profound stories, but also a dedicated researcher of cutting-edge and sustainable technologies from around the world. For her, scriptwriting is not just a job, but a journey of passion, breathing life into every video we create. Next, we want to introduce the heart and soul of our channel, the channel owner and video editing expert. He is fully dedicated, overcoming every challenge to produce the highest quality videos for our audience. With a burning passion, he constantly drives the team to deliver unique and inspiring experiences to viewers. We hope that in the journey ahead, you will continue to love and support the Lion Farm channel. Sincerely, thank you.